I'm Jacob with TIgrett Outdoors. I want to tell you about our new walker mounts we've got. They're amp style arms that of course mount to your helmet. And I want to show you how to install these for yourself. So you're going to start with walker razors, and of course you got to cut the outside cable out of this. This is like a sewn cover over the top of your walker's headband. You're going to cut that out, and then you're going to pry these arms off, and I'll show you how to do that. To cut the cable out, you can use a standard razor blade, or you can use just some fine tip scissors. Probably some standard scissors would work as well. The main thing you want to worry about is don't cut the cable as you're doing this. So as long as you stay far away from the cable, you'll be fine. Usually I get it started and then just kind of rip through with a razor blade. You'll just cut all the way along. You can kind of pull the cable out so you know where it's at all times as you're cutting. Just taking special care to not cut the cable itself. And then you'll come over to this hole and you'll just have to finish your cut so that your cable is then free. So that's what you're going to be left with. For removing your arms, I like to use just a paper towel so that so you don't scratch your actual razor. Some people don't care, but if you do, just use a paper towel. Get under there and then just pry straight up. If you put enough pressure, it's going to kind of collapse those two prongs that are holding the mount on. Just push up and it's going to come free. If you put too much pressure, I suppose you could break those. I've never done that, and I've probably done this a dozen or so times. So you're just going to go to the other side, do the same thing, just constant pressure up. You can kind of rock the screwdriver as well. That may help you. And then your final one will have our earmuffs free. You can discard that. We don't have a game plan right now for reusing this. We may in the future try to come up with something that would let us reuse these. We don't have that at the moment. So what you're going to get in your box is, of course, you're going to get your amp arms. And here you're going to see there's an up arrow. So that tells you that which direction this bar needs to go, up. And then you got left and right, so that's going to tell you left or right ear. We also have a cutout for your speaker, so that's going to be a dead giveaway. As long as you got that pointed up, it's only going to fit one. It's going to fit this one. The other thing you got in your box is some components. And the one I want you to pull out right now is just that little O-ring. That's going to actually reinforce these ears. We developed this system because a lot of folks were complaining about breaking their walkers. The mounts were breaking from the other vendors out there. So we made some upgrades. You'll just push this on to your walkers, and that actually reinforces the tabs, so it makes it a lot more difficult to break that. It compresses those together, and you'll do the same for all four. And they actually ship with, we put 8 in the box because if you're like me and have a cat, they may knock that thing off the table, or if it falls under a couch, you don't have to go digging for it, just grab another one. I think we got 6 or 8 in there. All right, that's all there is to it. So now you're going to find, this is the left side, which will be here, and follow your arrow up. You got some little tabs here that you will bring up, some little metal brackets that help hold it in place. And that's what's really going to give you the strength compared to the systems that are readily available. Line it up with your speaker, and you're going to come from the top and push straight down. You're going to do the same with the other side. Come from the top and push straight down. Once you do that, you'll lock it in place with our tabs. You may have to squeeze that some to get it in place, but once you get that in there, it is not coming out. It may take a little strength to push it in place there. If you need to, you could pry on it with some pliers or something, but really all it takes is just a firm push with your fingernail or with the tip of your thumb, and it'll go in. We did design these so they would be difficult to come apart, so they it may be a little stiff to put together, but that's what you got. Of course, you got some adjustments here, and then you've got your side-to-side motion. These are set up for the traditional arc rails. I'll get your other side on here. So that's going to tell you right side and which side is up. So you're going to use, you'll pry those out. And you're just going to align it with your speaker, straight down, and bring that arm over. Just like so. All right, so what that's given us is a lot tighter connection to the actual walkers. So the old style, the old system that's out there that a lot of different vendors have, there's a lot of wiggle and movement. This tightens it up, and the main thing is you got a lot less chances of breaking your amp arm or the tabs on your walkers, so that's a big deal. When they go on your helmet, of course, left is left, right is right. And you're going to want your speakers pointed forward. So those speakers, of course, pick up your room noise. You don't want to hear what's behind you. You want to hear what's in front of you. You will line these up and then just slide them into your helmet bracket, and then just give them a little tug down. There's a tab here. You may have to seat that tab firmly. Maybe it's not seated all the way. It's pushed up or something. But once you push that down, they're not coming off. They're pretty tight. So I like them in the bottom spot. If you need some additional adjustments, of course, you can move them on up the rail, and then you'll do the same for the back side. I actually like to have my cable outside of my helmet. I kind of run it through the Velcro I've got on the back of my helmet just to keep it out of the way, but gives me a little bit more room. If you run it inside your helmet, you're going to run into the cable being a little tight. And you'll do the same here. You do want to orient the tab for the rail down so that you can maneuver it with your index fingers. You push it in, and then you'll just hear a little click, and then you're good to go. Final adjustments, you can move it how you want in that direction, and then you can hide your cable as much as you need to around there. We do offer some cable management spots here on your amp arms. If you want to run the cable through there, you can. I find it's really better just to have it loose. That's how I run with it. So that's mounting our amp arms.